Miller Park, the home run friendly home of the Milwaukee Brewers. The Padres' Andrew Kashner gets the call tonight. It's the Padres and the Brewers. Solarte gets it high in the air to right center field. That's still going, and it is gone. And they get one here on a long home run, Jed Jerko. That ball drilled to deep right field, and Solarte has done it again. 3 home runs last night as the Padres beat the Brewers 13-5, and 13-5 is the working numbers. The Padres are 13-5 in their last 18 games, 5-2 on this road trip. Nice time, Mark Grant.
Thank you. You too, Professor. Great minds think alike.
How about Jan Solarte?
Gosh, he's just swinging a hot bat, and you can see him in the dugout. You see him in the batter's box. He is having fun along with the rest of the Padre teammates. You look at the home runs last night, but didn't you break it down for the road trip? 7 games. This is a long road trip, Dick. You know that. It's such a grind, but 14 hits. 7 extra base hits. The batting average, I look at the RBI 7 also. But this is one thing, batting in the number 2 spot for Yangervis Solarte. Hopefully they get on in front of him. He gets on base. They knock him in. It's just a great formula, batting in the number 2 spot. A lot of love going around that Padre dugout. Andrew Kashner loving it. Everybody was loving it in the route last night. Keeps swinging a hot bat, and the strikeouts are down as well for Yangervis Solarte.
Well, 5-2 on the road trip because the Padres are getting the home run ball from less expected sources. How about Alexi Amarista? Jed Jerko whacks one last night, and Solarte, for the first time in his career, hits 2. So, when we return to Miller Park here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, bench coach Dave Roberts will assess the Padres' run toward 500. Coming up with Chris Button from Miller Park.
2 of this 4-game series against the Brewers, and I am joined with Dave Roberts, the Padres bench coach. When you look at the success that you guys have had on this road trip, and you talk about the whole order, how much has the success attributed to the entire lineup playing well and not just the heart of it?
Yeah, you know what, I think you look back at this road trip, you look at contributions up and down the lineup. Lexi's really come alive. Solarte has been consistent really for quite some time, and you get some timely hits in there, and obviously when you get Matt Kemp swinging the way he is, and kind of guys are getting on base and kind of feeding the momentum, and it's fun to watch. And people talk about hitting's contagious, and obviously it's been evident of late.
Well, you talk about fun, and there was a period there right before the All-Star break that maybe guys were playing tight. How much has it helped to have these guys? You see them, they're dancing, they're having fun, and how much of that is a product of what we're seeing out there?
It is. I think a lot of it. I think that, it's no excuse, but I think that, me being a former player, and I think you have the trade deadline line looming, and guys wonder where they're going to be and where their families and all that kind of stuff. But then once that's over, I think that AJ kind of addressed the players and the staff and said that these are the guys we're going to go with. We might make this small move with Almonte, but aside from that, these are our guys, and let's go out there and do something. And guys responded. Guys are happy to be together. They like one another. So you're obviously seeing the fun that they're having out there.
Well, I appreciate the time. Thanks so much, Dave, and good luck tonight. Coming up, we got first pitch coming up from Miller Park as the Padres try and continue this winning road trip. We'll be back with first pitch right after this.
Braves Baseball, brought to you by Sony's Action Cam. Prove yourself. By Petco, what we feed them matters. By RCP Block and Brick. Start your outdoor project at rcpblock.com. And by SeaWorld. Discover the wonder of the sea. Miller Park, another beautiful early August evening. Great day today, clear skies. Pick the stick. Saquon's Pick the Stick. You fans decide who you're with by tweeting out hashtag I'm with and the last name of the broadcaster you think has the best pick. If you're right, you could win a free foursome of golf at the Saquon Golf Resort. Mark Grant with Solarte last night making a heavy run here in August. Hey-o. He's putting pressure on Chris Budden. We'll have more on that later. Both teams ready to go. The Milwaukee Brewers have taken the field. And here's the Padres starting lineup brought to you by Toyota. Amarista, Solarte, Kemp. Yonder Alonso hitting cleanup. Justin Upton ran into the wall last night, bruised his hand, so he's not in the starting lineup. Padres believe it is not serious. Then Jed Jerko. Will Venable will take over defensively and left. Derek Norris behind the plate. Melvin Upton hits 8th, and then Andrew Kashner. Amarista settles in, and the big 6'6" right-hander Jimmy Nelson delivers. And the first pitch is in there. Padres looking to continue a very successful road trip, and our scouting report brought to you by Sleep Train.
Absolutely, Dick. Fastball average about 94. Throwing off speed early. He's a big frame pitcher. He's got a great frame for a pitcher. Been throwing the ball well.
High pop up left side. Herrera waits for it to come down out of the open roof. Boy, Amarista was halfway to second base. That was hit so high. Brewers defense brought to you by Renovation Realty. Davis, Peterson, and Braun left to right in the outfield. The double play combo is Segura and Jeanette. Herrera starts at third tonight with Lind at first, and Lucroy behind the plate for the 26-year-old Jimmy Nelson. Well, here's the hitting star from last night. His first 2 home run game as a major leaguer, Jan Solarte, and his 4 RBIs matches his career high in that column. And now 40 runs batted in. One of 4 Padres with 40 or more. And a ground ball, couple of hops to Lynn, the pitcher covering for the second out. Right fielder Matt Kemp. And a look at the keys to the game tonight, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Okay, leave tickets for Mr. Momentum. Well, there's an old adage in baseball and sports. You get that momentum going, the guys will have some fun. Hey, is Mo here today? Momentum? Well, from yesterday's game carried over. And don't let that guy, yeah, it's a fingernail biter. Don't let Braun beat you. Comes a point in the game to where he's up and he can do some damage. The old pitch around probably is what you should do.
Matt Kemp, 257 average. Big guy can throw hard, 94 miles an hour. His trouble this year, and he hasn't been in much throughout the course of the year, has been in the first inning, getting out of the first inning unscathed, and he's got the first 2 outs tonight. 1-1.
I remember seeing a little video on Jimmy Nelson. Take a look, Dick. There's the numbers. The ERA, first inning, opponent's batting average, OPS. Wow.
But when he gets through it, his last 7 starts, he's 5-1 with an ERA of 2.15. Batters hitting only .204 against him. 1-1. Whoa. Backs off Kemp.
I watched a little video of Jimmy Nelson last night, and he likes to pound the zone. This is a little slider that gets away from him. And Matt Kemp doing a little limbo rock and losing his helmet.
Good flexibility from Matt Kemp, who loves hitting here at Miller Park. He has a 15-game hitting streak here on the home grounds of the Brewers. Broken bat, that barrel goes flying. Second baseman Jeanette makes the play, and a 1-2-3 inning for Jimmy Nelson. Fenway's on the road.
Solarte will touch them all. A double by Amarista.
Pieces all fitting. That's how you win. Put together some win.
Jed Jerko, touch them all. Solarte has done it again.
Yes, a grand opening by the Padres in this 4-game series. 13 runs, 13 hits last night. 3 of them home runs. Here's the Milwaukee Brewers starting lineup with Jeanette, Lucroy, Braun the first 3. Then Lynn, Davis, and Peterson. Segura, Herrera hits 8th, and Nelson the pitcher. Lineup brought to you by Hyundai. Jeanette homered last night. Solo shot late in the game. He likes to think of himself, and at least his goal is to be of the quality second baseman of other short men playing that position in the major leagues. Ground ball on the right side, and Jerko throws him out.
And the scouting report for right-hander Andrew Cashner making his 21st start is brought to you by Montalvo. He's got the 2-seam fastball location. Andrew's been throwing the ball well and execute that tight slider. Sometimes he'll work around it a little bit too much, get up on top, almost like a curveball. But when he's got that working, he should get some ground balls like we just saw right there.
Jonathan Lucroy, the batter. Catcher who had a sensational season a year ago. He hit .332, remember, and was 4th in the National League Most Valuable Player balloting. Kershaw won that honor. Injured early this year, and he hasn't really recovered. He's batting just .249 with 3 home runs. Shot to center field. A bullet out to Melvin Upton. And Andrew Cashner's given up his first base hit. A check of the Padres defense tonight brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Venable in left for Justin Upton. Melvin Upton in center. Kemp in right. Around the horn, Solarte, Amarista, Jerko, and Alonso. Norris behind the plate for the big right-hander Andrew Cashner. Ryan Braun leading the Brewers with 19 home runs and 63 runs batted in.
Well, what was the one thing we saw last night early on against Ryan Braun? Pitches were up. He took it the opposite way. And then Tyson Ross made the adjustment, working down a lot of ground balls. So Andrew Cashner watched very closely last night.
And the first pitch is low. Braun grew up in the San Fernando Valley, went to Granada Hills High School, same high school that produced John Elway and Gary Matthews Jr. Just to the north of the campus of Cal State Northridge. 2-0. 95 on the heater. Fastball for Cashner on the season, averaging nearly 95 miles an hour, 94.8 to be exact. That's the 5th fastest of National League starters. Backs him off again, 3-0. Well, there is a base, there are 2 bases empty for him to, if he wants to pitch around him here. But Adam Lind on deck has done a good job for the Brewers. Cleanup hitter. And a good 1-2 punch. Braun and Lind. A 4-pitch walk, and the Brewers have the first inning action last night and have 2 men on here with 1 out tonight.
Well, the velocity is there for Andrew. Maybe the release point just needs a little bit of work to try to make some good pitches to Adam Lind. After throwing 4 straight wide ones, he needs to make an adjustment here. See if he can get a ground ball.
Good power numbers for Lind, as you could see, 16 homers and 61 runs batted in, acquired from the Blue Jays in the offseason. Had a couple of hits last night, 2 for 4. Over but low. 5 straight out of the strike zone. Brewers trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. That's a strike. 97 on that one.
Well, if you're going to miss, you're going to miss low. Remember, Tyson Ross made the adjustment last night. Darren Ballsy went out and had a chat with him early.
Tyson with his 8th win, now 8-8 on the year. Again low, and he has that fastball at 98.
I'd rather have a pitcher missing low like Andrew rather than up in the zone, because you get one up in the zone to lean, that he can hurt you. See, they'll swing.
Runners will move up. A tricky bounce, and Alonso stays with it for the 2nd out.
We were taught by a pitching coach a long time ago, the late great Pat Dobson. He said, pound the zone low, miss low. He goes, hitters are dumb enough that they're going to swing. That's the old pitching coach talking to the pupil there. And what do you know? Lynn swings at possibly another ball.
So with 2 outs and runners now at 2nd and 3rd. Chris Davis steps up. Davis hitting .229.
Dick, remember last night the first pitch thrown to Chris Davis from Tyson was a slider. See if he throws a wrinkle here. Yep.
Davis now the full-time left fielder, with Gerardo Parra traded to Baltimore. They had been alternating depending on the pitcher that they would face, but now it's Davis all the way.
I'm guessing more breaking balls to Chris Davis.
Strike 2, the fastball.
98. You go, Cash. Now this is nasty. Right at the knees and movement. Derek Norris, he kind of caught that one down by the heel of his glove. There's so much movement on the hand of Andrew Cashman. That's a good sign.
2 strikes to count. Jeanette at 3rd. Lucroy at 2nd. Check that run at 2nd. Lucroy at 3rd. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's a way to pitch out of potential trouble. The Brewers lead runners at 2nd and 3rd. And after 1 here at Miller Park, no score.
Tonight, Justin Upton went to go catch a foul ball and kept going right into the wall, and there's no padding up there on the railing. It looked at the time like he maybe hurt his face. He said no, it was just his thumb. So his right thumb is still sore today. He did some hitting in the cage today. He said actually the hitting is not the worst part, it's the throwing. So that's why he's not in the lineup today. They definitely do not think it's a disabled list situation. So since he is able to hit, he is available to pinch hit today if needed.
All right, Chris, thanks for that report. Boy, when you see that crash into the wall and the way he took the railing on the right part of the jaw, he's very fortunate. And the Padres are that he isn't on the DL.
And Dick, you made a great point last night with the score of the game. Padres were up by 10. He could have very easily pulled up on that one, let it fall. But no, he went all out, made the catch.
Alonso fouls it away. He's hitting cleanup tonight. 280 average, the Padres' top batting average. Alonso, Jerko, and Venable 4, 5, and 6 in the order. There are his numbers. Inside, 2-1.
Padre hitter's going to have to show some patience against Nelson. There has been times when he's walked as many as 5. There has been only 1 outing this year. 2, check that, 2 outings where he's walked no hitters. So draw some walks, come up with a big hit like the Padres have done in this trip. Get an early lead.
He's gone 8 innings 3 times this year, Nelson. He's emerged out of nowhere. They always saw his promise out of the University of Alabama, but this is the year that he is bearing winning fruit. He's won 8 games, and opposing hitters batting just .243. And another late swing foul.
Well, you can see the things that the Brewers like about Jimmy Nelson. His frame. He's strong. He'll give you innings. Good numbers in the minor leagues. Prior to this year, 563 innings in the minor leagues, only giving up 480 hits and almost a strikeout per innings pitched.
He was the minor league pitcher of the year last year. He won 10 and lost 2 before being called up by Milwaukee, and his ERA in the minors 1.46, batting average 179. So the credentials of Jimmy Nelson, very impressive. This is his 22nd start this year as part of the regular rotation.
A lot of pitches up from Nelson to Alonso, up and away.
And Alonso spoiling a lot of good throws. Count remains full.
You can see a little bit of run out of the hand of Jimmy Nelson to the lefty Alonso on his arm side.
8th pitch of this at bat coming up.
You see the Fox tracks, a lot of them up and away. He hasn't thrown a legitimate strike this whole at bat.
And finally in play into left center field, a long run, but getting there with ease is the center fielder Peterson. 1 away. Last 4 starts, 2-1 with an ERA under 1. And opposing batters not having much success at all with Jimmy Nelson.
You know, as I mentioned a little bit ago, I was watching some video on Jimmy Nelson last night, and I saw a lot of strikeouts on fastballs taken. That tells me one thing, that he's throwing the breaking ball early for strikes, and probably the hitters are looking for late in the count, and he's sneaking the fastball by him.
Jed Jerko hit a mammoth home run last night. 400 and some 20 feet into the upper deck in left field. Here it is. Man. Almost into the Bernie slide.
That's straight mashed potatoes right there for Jerko.
And he drives this one to left field. This is hit hard to the wall, and making the catch is Davis. Didn't quite get it all. 1 away. 2 away rather. Alonso and Jerko making out.
Well, it's kind of tough to tell there, but either Nelson got in on him a little bit or Jed was a little bit too quick to that baseball and off the end of the bat. Looks like he put a good swing on it, though.
Will Venable, he, like Kemp, has enjoyed his hitting here at Miller Park in Milwaukee, batting .349 lifetime. .349, almost 100 points higher than his season average. Two and 0, 95 on that fastball. Derek Norris would be next. Oh, another broken bat out towards second base, and Jeanette fields and doesn't get him. Well, the infielders understandably didn't react immediately. They wanted to see where the barrel of the bat was going. It was between first and second, and that gave an extra step to Venable.
And Will just beats it out. Tell you, I cringe every time that happens.
And the talent of the athlete to be able to follow the ball and see out of the periphery where that bat is going to avoid being struck. So Venable with 2 outs, an infield hit. Derek Norris the batter. Venable has 8 stolen bases. See if manager Murphy has him running.
Oh, he's a big kid out there. Let's see what kind of delivery leg kick Nelson uses. I would say if he gets a good jump, why not try to get into scoring position here?
There he goes. Pitch taken. The throw by Lucroy. Not in time. Number 9 for Will Venable, wasting no time getting second base.
Big leg kick, big right-hander. Gives Will Venable a little bit extra time to slide towards the outfield part of that bag. Jeanette cannot put down the tag in time, and the throw from Lucroy.
Good throw.
It was a good throw, you bet.
Venable getting his fingernails on the bag just in time. So a chance for the Padres to take the early lead. Man in scoring position. Pitch was out of the strike zone. 2-0.
Watch it slide to the outfield side of the bag on the right. Longer tag for the infielder.
Will back to the head first slide. He wasn't doing that for a while.
That's right.
So 2-0 to Derek Norris. .93 at the knees. Norris has been at his best with 2 outs and a man in scoring position.
A huge hole on the right side with Lynn playing maybe a few strides from the line, and then Scooter Jeanette over here. I mean, there's tons of real estate over there. You can fight something off if Nelson elects to keep trying to pound him inside there, push something the opposite way.
He goes around. Breaking ball, 2-2. Well, Nelson has been very stingy of late, not giving up many runs, so Padres need to take advantage of what opportunities arise. Here is one. Fouled off Lucroy.
You know, Derek Norris hangs tough. Remember that rain delay game in New York, Dick? Remember he had 2 strikes on him. He fought off a couple of pitches just like we just saw.
Three pitches before he blooped one to right. That set up the rally.
Exactly. Never give away in an at-bat.
Venable at second, 2 outs. This one's fouled again out of the glove of Lucroy. Just enough to spin that out of the catcher's mitt.
Did you see Nelson on the Fox tracks once again painting those corners, the frame of that strike zone? There it is. The 7th pitch coming. 2 of the 6 pitches down and in, down and away. Pitch number 1 up and away.
Ground ball to short. Segura up with it. And the inning comes to an end. Bottom of the 2nd, it'll be Shane Peterson leading off for the Brewers. All right, thank you, Mike. Well, the race is so close up on top with Button leading Grant by only 4. Even Bernie Mazzola and Sam Liederkranz up in Duluth said, you've got to show more of that. This is getting exciting. And, you know, some of that ice is melting off the lakes there. High pop-up off the bat of Peterson on the middle of the diamond, and Amaristo finally gloves it for the out.
Well, Mike Pomerantz needs to do a little homework because he said that Mr. Enberg won last year. I want to know what Rocky just crawled out from underneath Mike Pomerantz because yours truly won it last year, Cha-Cha.
Hey, Mark Grant, none of y'all mentioned that there was a little bit of disparity because somebody tweeted out, somebody rigged a score where we were tied. Called Bernie Mazzola. He said, nope, you got a 4-point lead, so I still have my lead.
No, they're on it. They're on it up there.
I also just wanted you to know that I'm going to take the high road. Even if you do end up surpassing me, I'm going to take the high road. I'm not going to be like the rest of the guys and make fun of you. But, hey, does my oversized pocket square match?
Yeah, it's sliced by Segura in foul territory.
Hold on. It's got to have like 8 points, right?
No.
I'm taking the high road.
Oh, okay.
You look like a Christmas elf with that green and red.
We got a race going on, folks.
Yeah. And the Philadelphia Phillies have picked the stick as Enberg this year.
It's a long season. There's still 2 months left, Professor.
Yeah, I'm going to start wearing all red pinstripes. You said it's a long season back in May. Isn't this August now? All right, so we're going to keep you folks in tune and join us for the fun and win a round of golf for 4 at Saquon.
Yeah, join in and play along with us.
Yeah, I could use any help. Just you can tweet it to me as Segura takes strike 3. Second strikeout for Cashner.
That is paint. Down and away in the outside corner for Andrew Cashner. He has already shown the velocity tonight. Hit 97, 98.
Elian Herrera playing third base tonight. .213 average. Switch hitter.
13 of his 22 pitches tonight, 95 and above. That's bringing it.
You know, wives bring such a wonderful new dimension to a man's life. Take Herrera, for example. He's born and raised in the Dominican Republic. Met a lady who became his wife in Midland, Michigan when he was in AAA ball. Married her, liked Michigan, and they now live in a Birch Run. It's a town between Saginaw and Flint. And how does it change his life? From the Dominican to shoveling snow all winter. That's love.
That's talk about opposite ends of the spectrum. My goodness.
2 outs here in the second. No score. Cashner 2-1 on Herrera. Pitcher due next. Nub foul. Game 2 of the 4-game series. Game 8 of this 10-game road trip. Padres successful so far, 5-2, and they rest only 2 games under 500. Full count to Herrera.
Well, Andrew got us all last night, didn't he, with tucking the hair underneath the hat? I thought he had shaved his head.
Oh yeah, he's a prankster, this fella.
There's the top ramen right there. He's got the sweet salad working tonight. He says, you know, if you lift up the back of his hair, he kind of shaved it a little bit. And I said, that's where you got me, because he got on the team bus today from the hotel, and he kind of looked at it and goes, hey, got you last night. I said, you got me big time. It really looked like he had gotten the clippers out. And
yeah, gave us something to talk about. Full count. Right? Nope. Taken away. And that's the second walk from Cashner. With 2 outs, brings up the pitcher. Nelson, not much of a hitter. 4 for 41 this year. 109 in his career. That's only 7 hits and 64 at bats. But if you're swinging, you're dangerous. Tyson Ross, first time up last night, drilled a RBI single to right field, and that tied the game. Nelson is from Niceville, Florida.
nice.
And in fact, he tires of that question. Is it really? Late swing again, 0-2.
Yeah. What is
Is it really nice in Niceville?
Right.
They said, oh, come on. He hears it all the time. I guess they don't have a Rottenville in Florida. Hope not. Cashner ahead, 2 strikes. Got him with a breaking ball. Second strikeout for Andrew Cashner. Third, make that the third. And we've completed 2 in Milwaukee. Milwaukee history brought to you by Geico. April 22nd last year, Chase Headley homered off Alfredo Figueroa in the 12th inning, and the Padres beat the Brewers 2-1. Here at Miller Park. Justin Upton on the right, out of the lineup with a bruised right hand, running into that fence. A very scary moment last night, and he took a pretty good blow on the jaw.
He most certainly did. He get a great effort on that ball down the line for the out. You know, it could have been his left wrist, it was his right thumb, could have been his face, could have been a knee.
So tonight becomes a baseball version of a standing 8 count. He's not knocked out. He's not in the lineup, but he's still available and can swing the bat tonight. Brother Melvin Upton will lead off for the Padres here in the 3rd. Then Cashner and Amarista. No score. Each team with a hit as Jimmy Nelson goes to work. Pitch for the Crimson Tide at Alabama. Corey Spangenberg on rehab, his first game last night. San Antonio, a triple in 3 at bats. Played 9 innings. That's a good sign that he's rehabbing. Played all 9 at second base. Another foul. Melvin last night, a couple of walks and an RBI single. 1 for 3. Just missed the outside corner. That one didn't miss. Strike 3. Nelson's first strikeout. Closed captioning tonight from Milwaukee, presented by Wiener Schnitzel. Andrew Cashner, 4 hits and 1 RBI.
Oh, that's a great T-shirt. Beer and brats and baseball and beer.
And then one more beer. Well, this is the Brew City.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, they used to have Pabst brewing here and Blatz. Yeah. And, well, there's some more.
Schlitz?
I think Schlitz was brewed here. The beer that made Milwaukee famous, I guess it was.
I love coming to Milwaukee. I love the people. I love the downtown.
And Miller now is the dominant brand. And of course, ballpark signage. Miller Park.
Still one of the best logos ever in professional sports, in my opinion, is the old ball and glove forming the MB for Milwaukee Brewers. Hey, the champagne of beers, the high life. Oh, life is good. Sun's out, guns out.
Who says that bloats the belly, huh? That's a myth. 1 and 2. Chop to the left side. One big hop to Herrera. 2 away. Leadoff man Alexei Amarista popped up to start the game. Alexei's had a nice little run here with the bat after going 0 for 25. Sunday in Miami, a triple and a 2-run homer to tie it in the 9th inning. Then he comes to Milwaukee and 2-run triple last night and a double and score. He's on an extra base run.
We just showed you a shot of that logo back in the early 80s that I just think is one of the most clever ones. The M for Milwaukee, and then the B for the Brewers, And altogether, it forms a baseball glove with the ball in the middle. Very clever. I love it.
Some real creativity. Line drive over the leaping try of Segura. Amarista takes a turn and will hold with the long single. Padres' second hit off Jimmy Nelson.
Nice hit by Alexi. Why? Well, you turn over the lineup with 2 outs. You get your leadoff guy on base. You've got some speed. And Yan Solarte, who swung a hot bat last night, comes up with a runner on. Boy, drop the head, take it the other way. He tries to pull that ball. It's a weak grounder to Scooter Gennett.
Hit so hard it just cleared Segura's leaping try.
And Alexi needs those. He needs the good at-bats, get that confidence back up, see that average start creeping up.
Solarte grounded to first baseman Lind first time. Surprisingly, Amarista has only 4 stolen bases. Watch out. That one hopping just over the first base dugout into the crowd. August 4th, 2015. This date in history, baseball and world history, a very significant one. We'll share that through the night. Foul back. August 4th, 1985. Our friend Tom Seaver at age 40 won his 300th game. White Sox beating the Yankees 4-1 on Phil Rizzuto Day in New York.
Nice. Tom, terrific. One of my favorites growing up.
They're running that GTS vineyard up in Calistoga, Napa Valley. Runner luffs and it goes out to the legs of Lucroy. Didn't know where it was, so Amarista takes a big turn. Oh, tempted to go to third, and Glenn Hoffman says, no, no, no. Risk reward. We don't want to end the inning on an out at third. Somehow that ball got right through the legs of Lucroy.
Yeah, it didn't get down there. Actually kind of came up a little bit. Couldn't find it at first. Good aggressive turn by Alexi, but puts on the brakes. He could score on a base hit. Glenn Hoffman flashing the signs, waving him home.
Solarte, chance to give the Padres the early lead. Two-out single and a steal by Venable in the last inning, but Norris grounded out. Now a 2-out base hit Amarista, wild pitch, and the Padres' hottest hitter, Yan Solarte, with a 9-game hitting streak. 14 hits in those 9 games.
And I'm sure that Nelson watched video last night of those home runs, being very careful with the fastball and a breaking ball. That breaking ball down out of the zone, but he was offering at it. Down and in. Looks like he's trying to pound Solarte.
Pops him up. It'll be out of play.
Tried to go up the ladder on that last pitch.
Amarista, big lead, second base. 1 and 2 coming up. Chase the ball in the dirt, strike 3. Padres leave a runner in scoring position, middle of the third, no score.
wall of fame on the outside of Miller Park that was built last year. And there you can see Padres coach Jose Valentin. He was very proud to have the honor on the wall. He played 8 seasons here with Milwaukee and always says when he comes back, this place is a special place for him. It's where he started his career. Yesterday, before batting practice, he was just sitting in the dugout and reminiscing over some of the stories that he's accrued while he was here. He said there was a nice ceremony that they had. He wasn't able to go to it for the new Wall of Fame, but says it means a lot to be recognized as one of the greats here for the Brewers.
That's terrific. Thank you, Chris. As we go to the bottom of the third, top of the order, Jeanette, Lucroy, and Braun.
Yeah, Jose Valentin was one that the Padres let get away. He signed as a minor leaguer, spent some time in the Padres minor leagues before then he came to Milwaukee. So you can come back home, right, Dick?
Yes. Thomas Wolfe had a point, but I think at least in baseball terms,
yeah,
you can come home. Well, in more ways than one. It's nice to come home and score a run, isn't it?
It is.
At home plate. The precious Pentagon. So far, no dents in it tonight. Padres with a couple of singles from Amarista and Venable. Lucroy on deck, a line single, the only hit for the Brewers. Well, we started to talk about Jeanette and how, as a shorter player at his position, he's a little under 5'10", that he's modeling and his dreams of being a even better ball player. Jose Altuve, terrific Houston second baseman, much shorter, and Dustin Pedroia with the Red Sox. Two short second basemen that can really pound the pill. That ball's hit well. A long run for Venable, and he can't get there. Jeanette on his way to second with a long double, leading off the third. Got amazing power for a little man.
Did not think that's good if Jeanette could put a charge into one as he goes down and gets that one. It splits the heart of the plate, but on contact, just about knee high and going the opposite way. You can see where Will Venable is playing in left field on the shallow side, just about a foot short of that track. Jeanette sending it the opposite way for a double. Good at bat.
Brings up Lucroy, who singled to center his first time. Good bat control. One would guess he's going to try to shoot it to right field. Fastball strike. Through 65 games last year, he was hitting .336, just .249 this season. Injuries early this year taking life out of that bat. There it is. Chops it to third. Alonso has only one play. Got to hurry, Cashner, and he just does get there in time. So Lucroy, situational hitting, does the job, moves his runner to third with one out.
Hey, anytime Andrew Cashner is involved in a foot race, I'm on. I'm going to watch. I'm going to buy a ticket. The race is on. Lucroy, the catcher, he sees that Cashner's got a cover. He's trying to beat him. How close was it? About a half step. And then Andrew, always important. Get that out and check that runner. You have to check that runner. Run the ball in, throw the ball in, get it in quickly as Jeanette goes to third base.
And here, Mark Grant, is one of your keys to the game. A runner at third, one out, and Ryan Braun at the plate.
Let's see how he pitches in. Andrew electing to go from the windup as the infield would be brought in.
349 with runners in scoring position. A money hitter. He walked the first time on 4 pitches.
And remember where those pitches were, Dick? A lot of pitches were in on the belt buckle. Moving the feet of Ryan Braun. Nothing out over the plate.
Solardi at third. Amarista at short. Jerko at second. Alonso at first. In tight. Inside again. 6 in a row out of the strike zone to Braun.
Captain America fan.
Three and 0.
No, he's not going to get much here.
No harm in walking him. That sets up the double play. Lind, not a fast runner. And another 4-pitch walk. So first and third with one out, and Adam Lind comes up. He grounded to first, his first at bat. Infield will alter now its defensive position with shortstop Amarista and second baseman Jerko moving back into double play position.
Well, Adam Lind has grounded into 3 double plays. The leader in that category is Jonathan Lucroy. He's grounded into 15. But like you mentioned earlier, Dick, Lind hit the ball on the ground his last at bat to first base.
Strike one. "32 years of age, Lind. College ball at the University of South Alabama. Braun's a good base runner. Leads the team, well, almost 15 stolen bases, one less than Segura. There he goes. The throw through is low and not in time. A good job by Amarista to keep that ball in his glove and not in center field, where Jeanette would have scored.
That was a really nice pick. And it looks like, does Braun come off the bag there? I don't know whether Alexi pins that glove on him. Kind of tough to tell. Pat Murphy's on the top step. Let's see if Alexi has control of the ball. I don't even know if he ever had the glove on Braun, let alone control of the ball.
16th steal for Braun. That takes away the double play.
He never really had control of the ball in his glove.
A ball and a strike now to Adam Lind. Cashner in front now, 1-2.
This is where you go for the punch out. No longer a force, no longer a double play.
Cashner with 3 strikeouts so far. Line drive low, and there's a play at third base. So they've got Jeanette in a rundown, and now they can keep running him. And in the meantime, Lind goes to second base as the tag is made on Jeanette. But they deny the score. And with 2 outs, it'll be up to Davis with runners at second and third.
Going directly to the runner, the lead runner, and then giving it up and keep going at him. Don't slow up. See, Derek Norris kind of slows up a little bit. He gets the tag. It's a wash there at third base. Now 2 outs. It's a wash all the way around.
That was well hit ball.
Nice play by Solarte getting in front of that ball.
5-2 if you're scoring. Safe on the fielder's choice, Lind, and on the rundown he goes to second base. And up the middle, base hit for Chris Davis. That'll get 2 runs home. The throw by Upton to the plate, going to be close, and they get him. What a throw by Melvin Upton. With 2 outs, you figure that ball is going to be good for a 2-run single, but Upton with a perfect 1-hop throw to the plate And without even a slide, Lynn is nailed, and the Brewers settle for one. Oh, my.
Little fun. Tweet your strongest fan photo. Use the hashtag #SDDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile.
Well, Melvin Upton with a terrific throw from center field, denying the Brewers a second run. So it's 1-0 Milwaukee as we move to the top of the fourth, and Matt Kemp leads it off with Alonso and Jerko to follow.
Melvin Upton played that ball perfectly, charged it perfectly, positioned himself perfectly, and of course made the nice throw. Derek Norris creating a lane, getting the ball, and then making the tag at home plate. That's a, even though the Brewers score a run there, that's a big momentum builder for the Padres, getting that dugout, that last out at home plate.
Well, minus a run and the inning over. Kemp takes 1-1. Grounded to second his first time. Jimmy Nelson working with a 1-0 lead. Top of the fourth.
Oh, the juggling peanut man. A little entertainment value to go along with those. Oh, I stand corrected. That's Cracker Jack. My bad.
Two and two. Kemp leads the Padres most hits, the only Padre with more than 100. 104 to be exact. Excuse me, swing. Protects and grounds it foul. That sends Nelson to the 50 pitch mark here with Kemp leading off the fourth. Going to sail just out of the reach of Lynn.
Well, take a look at that last swing on the breaking ball. Matt's backside going towards the Padres dugout and then just kind of reaching out over the plate, losing all the power and strength to right center field. We've seen Matt Kemp stay on that breaking ball and drive it to right center field with the best of them. Fastball in here.
Left field. And a nice play. Sign her up. Oh, Molitor fan.
Ah, how sweet is that? Very nice. And that's why you bring your glove to the ball yard. Extension to the left. Got it. Hauls it in. Yeah.
Good range.
You bet.
Back again with a 2-2. Kemp spoiling a lot of pitches.
Oh my gosh, it just got a foul ball. Did you see me?
Ninth pitch of this at bat. Nelson against Kemp. And another foul. Well, tomorrow night, same starting time here on Fox Sports San Diego, 5 o'clock back in the world's finest city. Ian Kennedy back from 3 days of paternal leave. Goes for his 7th win against Taylor Youngman. Youngman is 5-3 with a 2.23 ERA. Welcome back, the new daddy. Popped up, foul territory. Herrera and catcher Lucroy, and they both run out of room. It's off the roof of the Padre dugout.
And again, look like Matt kind of pulling off that breaking ball just a little bit. A heavy dose of breaking balls from Nelson.
Let all those foul balls take a toll on a pitcher.
Yep.
Now up to 55 pitches. Ground ball fair this time. Herrera's throw across is low and dug out by Lind. No, it isn't. It's by Lind, and on second base goes Kemp. So Herrera from deep at third base tosses a low throw, and Milwaukee, with the worst defensive record in the National League, they lead in errors. Here's another one, and a big one for the Padres.
Well, he had plenty of time. Nice crow hop. Just couldn't get it there. And a backhand attempt by Lind. Ugly for the Brewers, and the Padres take advantage of that. Nobody out, a runner in scoring position. Look out, coming in hot.
So a two-base error. Herrera, the Padres with the tying run at second, no one out.
I think as a first baseman, you got to try to maybe get in front of that ball on one knee and cradle that glove in hand in front of yourself to take it off the glove or off the gut or something.
Yonder Alonso.
Well, the Olay isn't going to work.
0-1. That was an 11 pitch at bat for Matt Kemp. He finally shot one deep to third. Herrera should have made the play. Kemp pleased that he didn't. And he represents the tying run. 1-0 Milwaukee here in the fourth. Late call strike by plate umpire Vanover. 1-1. Alonso flied to center his first time. Alonso is in a fly ball out slump. All 4 of his outs last night were to the outfield, and he sent one to the center fielder Peterson first time up tonight. Runner goes, and it's foul. No, a bold play by the Padres with no one out.
Yeah, you better make darn sure that you can steal that bag. Matt Kemp checking out where Perez was playing. Off the bag and on the deeper side of third base.
So a ball and 2 strikes to Alonso, trying to get that tying run in.
Check that Herrera at third base. Herrera playing well off the bag.
Boy, that bounces away, and Kemp will take third base on the wild pitch. So a two-base error and a wild pitch from Nelson, and with no one out, the tying run 90 feet away for the Padres.
You know, from a second base vantage point, a runner can see the trajectory of this ball. Look at that ball. It's a breaking ball. You can see that Lucroy's got to get in front of it. As soon as you see that ball off the chest protector, Matt Kemp is off and running.
Jogs to third. So the Brewers playing generously here in the top of the fourth. Let's see if the Padres can put a run on the board. Drive to deep left field. That'll get the run home. Davis makes the catch on the warning path. An unearned run scores, but it plays big. The Padres are even at 1 as Alonso logs his 25th RBI of the season.
Remember that first at bat for Yonder Alonso? A lot of pitches were up, a lot of pitches were away. Used to seeing those pitches, and high fives all the way around. You betcha. Getting Matt Kemp in, running the bases well on that wild pitch. Knotted up at 1.
Jerko sent Davis, the left fielder, deep to capture his ball on the warning path the last time up. Last 6 games, 458, 11 hits. Big home run last night. Not in terms of the score. The Padres got 13, but big in terms of distance. So the Padres with a thank you unearned run here in the fourth. 2-0. But Jimmy Nelson apparently was meant to be a Milwaukee Brewer growing up in Florida, but his parents have a photo of him when he was 6 years of age with a Brewers uniform. Center fielder Peterson comes in for it, but left fielder Davis cuts in front for the second out. Let's go down to Chris Budden. Chris.
Well, Dick, we saw this weekend that Yangervis Solarte was learning how to dance, and before the game trying to learn some new moves. He says he's one of the best dancers on the team, but does not know the new dance, the Nene. So this is Kemp. He says, you're putting too much salsa in it. Come on. It's not it. There you go. No, not like that.
How about you, Chris? You working on that Nene?
Yes. How about you, Dick? You know the Nene?
I invented it.
My producer told me they wouldn't put me on camera doing it.
Back in the 90s, it was the Macarena. The 2000s, it was the, I don't know.
Funky Chicken's in there
chicken.
somewhere.
Now it's the Nene, the whip and the Nene.
Yeah. What was the swim? I kind of like that one. That was a nice move. 2-0 to Venable. 2 outs now, bases empty. .95 in the fastball, but 3-0 as pitch count continues to rise for Jimmy Nelson. As we mentioned earlier, Venable a .349 hitter here at Miller Park. And a roller to the right side. Jeanette there to throw out Venable. The Padres without a hit. Tie it up. 1-1, middle of the fourth. All right, thank you, Mike. Shane Peterson leads it off, and the count 2-0 to the Brewers center fielder. Well, Arizona's playing great ball. They've won 7 of the last 9. Currently tied with the Padres, 3rd place in the West. As we look at the National University standings, well, that's the wild card with Arizona and the Padres 6 out. Pittsburgh a +4. The Cubs just a half game in front of the Giants, and Washington 3 from the wild card spot. Drive to right center field. Upton can't get there. It's all the way to the deep part of the yard. This could be a triple. Peterson turns it on as he rounds second, and he's into third with a triple. And that leadoff man on again with an extra base hit.
Well, Melvin Upton Jr. on the shortstop side of second base, and when you're talking about shifts in the outfield and spray charts, Peterson beats that one out in front of the pitch. For the triple.
Gene Segura struck out his first time. Infield in. Chopped to second. No, it actually cut off by Cashner in front of Jerko and one away.
Third of the way there, Andrew. Made a good pitch, kept it in the infield. And one pitch, that makes it even better.
Herrera walked his first time. Pitcher due next. So Cashner can work carefully to Herrera, knowing that the pitcher, not a good hitter, will follow.
See if they do something here with that runner on third base.
Might have a little safety squeeze.
Yeah. And we're going from the windup.
Ball 1. In the 3rd inning, Jeanette led off with a double, eventually scored on the single with 2 outs Davis. Now a triple leads off the 4th. 2-0. This would be the pitch to put on a play. 2-0. Swing and a miss.
Oh, and Andrew pulls the string on him. Off speed, looked like a changeup at 87, down and away. Fastball count, hitters count. Changes up on him.
Take 2. Tied him up at 96.
Up the ladder a little bit, reaching back. Huh. A little tardy on that fastball. Let's take a sneak into Derek Norris, see what he puts down here. Fastball in, 2-seamer in.
And the count is full. Herrera sporting just a .213 average.
You know, I wouldn't mind seeing here like a changeup.
Full count. Here it comes.
Going with another fastball in here.
And a line drive by Amarista, and the Brewers take the lead. 2-1. Peterson scores as Herrera delivers. I'm a bit surprised that the Padres elected to pitch to Herrera. They do, and the Brewers lead 2-1.
It looks like that Andrew just didn't get that pitch in enough, and he fought it off.
So that negates the unearned run scored by the Padres in the top half of this inning. Nelson now with a chance to sacrifice. Takes high, ball 1. 1-1. Leadoff triple Peterson. Cashner got Segura to bounce back to the mound, but Herrera with 2 strikes on him, able to punch one by Amarista. And the Brewers are back in front 2-1. And that's the count now on Nelson. Two and two.
Derek Norris got that on the bare hand on that foul ball.
Shaking the bee sting. That's in there. Strike 3. 4th strikeout for Cashner. And how about our Cholula flamethrower tonight?
Oh, Andrew Cashner. He's going Wayne Gretzky. He's going Toto. He's going Nina. 99 red loop balloons. Hot sauce. Muy picante. That's.
What is it? Jeanette doubled in the 3rd, grounded to second his first time. Herrera at first base has only 1 stolen base. If you're just joining us, we're in the bottom of the 4th inning here at Miller Park, Milwaukee. Brewers have just scored on a leadoff triple. Shane Peterson and a single from Herrera, their number 8 hitter, and lead 2-1. Padres with an unearned run on no hits in the top half of the inning to tie it briefly.
One of the few times Andrews used a slide step there.
Nelson, the starting pitcher for Milwaukee, 69 pitches through 4 innings. Cashner now 66, looking for the final out here in the 4th. Two and 1. Jeanette, 25, from Sarasota, Florida. Against the Conroe Texas Comet, Andrew Cashner. He won 5 games last year. Cashner was 5-7 with the 7th best ERA in the National League. Didn't get a lot of support, and that's continued this year. Padres have given Cashner in his starts an average of 3.1 runs while he's in the game. That's the 7th lowest in the league. 2-1 tonight. Left field, playing toward the line is Venable, and that's the final out. But Brewers get a run on 2 hits. After 4, they lead 2-1. Padres baseball brought to you by Sequan Casino. Play, win, together in the heart of San Diego. By Jack in the Box for a limited time. Try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Mercury Insurance. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. See how much you could save. Totals after 4 here at Miller Park. 2 runs, 5 hits, an error for the Brewers. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for San Diego. Jimmy Nelson with 69 pitches so far through 4 innings will face the bottom third of the Padre order. Norris, Upton, and Cashner. Norris grounded to short his last time. And night has fallen here in the Brew Town. Lights taking full effect. One and one. Oh.
A couple of times, a few pitches have gotten out of the hand of Nelson. Not getting out in front. Happened to Matt Kemp earlier. Looks like a 2-seam rotation. Look out.
Just grazing almost the jersey, almost hit the shirt of Norris. By the mound, charged by Segura, and he makes the play.
Well, it seems like Nelson breaking balls away, 2-seamers in.
Padres on this road trip, averaging 6 runs a game. Of course, that 13 last night boosted it up there to the 6, hitting .286. 8 home runs in the 7 games for manager Murphy. A lot of extra base hits, and they're coming through with runners in scoring position. Melvin Upton took a 3rd strike his first time. Two and 0. Padres and Arizona start tonight 8.5 behind the Dodgers in the West. 5.5 back of the Giants. Giants have fallen to 3 behind LA. Two balls and a strike. Upton trying to get on there so that Cashner can use his at bat to move him into scoring position. 3-1. He walked twice last night, Melvin.
I'd like to see him lay into one. Nelson's been up with some of his pitches. 3-1 hitters count here. Look for the fastball. Sometimes though, Melvin's been late on a good fastball. See if he gets one here.
Oh, he just missed it. High to center field. Peterson is there. Major league fly ball. 2 away.
Out in front of it just a little bit, it sounded like. Didn't have that clean, crisp sound off the sweet spot.
Cashner grounded out his first time. Two out, no one on here in the top of the 5th. The Padres trail 2-1. Nelson has allowed only 2 singles. Thinking big. Good rip by Cashner.
That helmet nearly spun off his head on that swing. Good rip by Andrew. He's getting his money's worth. You know, it's like when you go to the carnival, you try to hit that thing where you ring the bell up top. You get 3 swings. You're not going to go halfway on the first one. You're going all out on all 3.
Oh, you mean the sledgehammer?
The sledgehammer, yeah.
Yeah, you knocked the bell right off the top of that.
Andrew's trying to ring the bell.
Stays alive.
Win that Cupid doll.
How come the beard isn't curly?
Oh, good question.
Down with the breaking ball, 1-2.
I don't know. Kind of tough.
That'll be your assignment, Mr. Grant, tomorrow when class resumes game 3.
It's tough to put curlers in the hair and the beard for the perm. See if he drives something to looks like a curveball right here. I saw the grip in his glove. Yep.
And catches Cashner looking. Second strikeout. No, make that the 3rd for Nelson. We're at the halfway mark in this one.
Tools of the trade.
Dick, let's go back to the 3rd inning. It was a single up the middle by Chris Davis. Ryan Braun scores, but here comes Adam Lind, and Melvin Upton Jr. did everything correctly. He charged his ball correctly. He made a good one-hop throw to Derek Norris. Derek Norris creates the lane. He catches the ball, then goes for the tag. Perfectly executed, fundamentally sound right there by Melvin Upton Jr. on the out at home plate.
But not fundamentally sound for Lind. Why isn't he sliding?
Good call. Got to be sliding to the foul side of home plate there. Maybe a hook slide.
And tonight, the Brewers, what would be a key run, they lead 2-1. Cashner will face Lucroy, Braun, and Lind here in the 5th. Single and a ground out for the Milwaukee catcher. Padres outfield play has been terrific. Second only to the Dodgers in throwing out runners. Matt Kemp tied for the individual lead with 9.
Yeah, third base coaches know that statistic. They have those notes. And that will prevent runners from taking the extra base when the ball is hit to the outfielders for the San Diego Padres. Matt's made some spectacular throws this year.
1-1 to Lucroy. 55-footer. We talked about this date in history. August 4th in 1936.
The signing of the Magna Carta.
Close. Very big sports event in Berlin, Germany.
The Summer Olympics.
Jesse Owens won his second gold medal on this date in the long jump.
Very cool.
Gave it to Hitler. Not the gold medal, but gave it. On his way to 4 gold medals. Boy, had a chance to meet Jesse Owens several times.
Oh, very cool.
What a gentleman. 3-1 now to Lucroy, leading off here in the 5th. And a leadoff walk, never good. The third base on balls from Cashner.
Hey, tomorrow the Chargers return to Fox Sports San Diego with the premiere episode of Behind the Bolt with Nick Hardwick. Wednesday nights this season, tune in for a behind-the-scenes look at game-changing moments, player interviews, and a preview of the upcoming game. Behind the Bolt premieres tomorrow at 9:30 right here on Fox Sports San Diego. Let's get behind the bolts.
Nick Hardwick doing a great job. He's made the transition from player to announcer very nicely.
He's a good egg.
Even though he went to Purdue. Braun has walked twice. They've been pitching around Ryan Braun, but with the leadoff man on here in the 5th, Cashner is going to have to bear down on the top run producer for the Brewers. Sitting on 249 home runs. 2 behind the all-time leader Robin Yount. You been to Amsterdam?
I have.
Did you go to the Anne Frank museum there? Go up the stairs to where she was?
No, didn't get a chance to.
Hiding with her family for 2 years away from the Nazis. Ground ball up the middle, and Barista can't get it. Lucroy will hold at second. Braun with a base hit. Potential double play, but just out of the reach of the little ninja.
Remember the 2 walks prior, Andrew Cashner was really pounding Ryan Braun in, but this time ahead 0-2. It's a grounder, but just out of the reach. Andrew Cashner did his job, made a good pitch, kept it on the ground. Just happened to find a hole for Ryan Braun.
So 2 on, no one out in the 5th with a 2-1 lead. Milwaukee. Here's Adam Lind, grounded out twice. Dangerous power. He has 16 homers. Lucroy at second, Braun at first. Padres looking for a double play chance here. Missed again, 2-0. Shallow toward the line and left. Venable comes in for it, and no advance by the runners. 1 away.
Continued to pound Lind away. Could catch up to it, and as soon as that ball was hit, not a long run for Will Venable. So Andrew hitting his spots and positioned in the outfield perfectly. As you take a look at the pitch count by inning, the only workload was in that 4th inning, 21 pitches.
That's when the Brewers scored their second run on the triple by Peterson, single from Herrera. Chris Davis singled in the first run back in the 3rd.
Got to throw my first pitch slider right here.
Yep. Way outside. The reason I ask you about Anne Frank on this date in 1944, sadly the Gestapo discovered her and her family, and after surviving hiding up in that attic for 2 years, she died in a concentration camp before the war ended. One and one.
He may have got a call right there, but you know what? That changes the whole at bat. Rather than 2-0, 1-1. Yeah, judging by Fox Tracks, he did get a call there. Nice.
Well placed, that slider. 1-2. First and second, one out here in the fifth. Roy at second. Ron at first. And the count full. Leadoff walk. Puts the pressure on the pitcher, and that's what's happened here in the fifth. Now 3 balls, 2 strikes to Davis.
Everything's down for Andrew. Staying out of the heart of the plate.
Got him. Big strikeout. 2 away. 5 strikeouts for Cashner.
Baseball's playoff race is starting to get into high gear, and Saturday we've got a doubleheader starting with the Dodgers taking on the Pirates in a key game for both teams. Then at 4 p.m. Pacific, the NL Central leading Cardinals battle the Brewers in a game you can see on Fox Sports 1. Coverage begins at 12:30 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox Sports 1, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Get your baseball fix right here on Fox.
What's that doubleheader again?
What was that, Dick?
I was wondering what that doubleheader is, because it'll be a triple header with the Padres game.
Yeah, Dodgers, Pirates.
Right.
And then the Redbirds, Cardinals, and these Brewers.
Well, and then the Padres and the Phillies. So that's a big day of baseball on Fox 1 and Fox Sports San Diego. And Saturday night, of course, a big night as the newest members of the San Diego Padres Hall of Fame will be inducted. Gary Templeton and Benito Santiago. Baseball night in San Diego. Hope you made your ticket plans. Padres come home for 6, 3 with the Phillies Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then the Reds are in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for 3. Peterson with the triple and scored the tie-breaking run in the 4th. Chop to third. No, into the hole, and it hits the runner. He's out, and the inning is over. Lou Croy could not vault over that high-bounding ball, ran into it, and that ends the inning. You can credit Peterson with a base hit, but more importantly, the Brewers are out of the inning. The Brewers lead, and we're following the Pick the Stick in game update as the drama builds as we get through into August to September with Chris Budden, who's led almost the entire year trying to hold off Mark Grant. And let's see who, well, Will Venable, he's 2 points. And
Chris Budden has at 1 point on the sacrifice fly. I'm minus a point. And Hervis Solarte with a strikeout. So Chris was ahead by 4 points today. So now she leads by 6 in first place.
Meanwhile, the Padres fortunate in that last inning that Lucroy ran into that ground ball to the left side. I don't know whether Amarista is going to be able to make the play. Amarista 1 for 2. One of the 2 hits of Jimmy Nelson. Taking all the way 1-1. Two balls and a strike.
See if the Padres can get something going third time around here against the right-hander Nelson.
Good control, Nelson. Yep. Hasn't walked a man. Giving up only the 2 singles.
Only 3 base runners for the Padres in this game up to this point.
2 singles and an error. Matt Kemp safe on the air by Herrera at third. Came around to score. Padres only run without a hit in the 4th. Strike 3 called. Amarista caught looking. That's the 4th punch out for Nelson. And the check now of our Arco top tier profile. And featuring Jan Solarte, who's coming up. Highest batting average since July 25th. Solarte at .421. That's his 9-game hitting streak. No hits tonight. He's grounded out and struck out. Breaking ball inside. 90th pitch coming up from Nelson.
And Dick, that strikeout last time up came on a slider down and in. If he gets a fastball early, I think he's going to be hacking. Try to avoid that breaking ball.
2 home runs last night, Solarte. In the first inning, he just did clear the wall in right center to give the Padres an early 1-0 lead, and then he hit a bomb, a 3-run shot late in the game to secure the 13-5 win. Cashner with a big hug, and he'd like to be able to embrace him again here. And Solarte can tie it up. Matt Kemp to follow. Still throwing high velocity fastballs. 95 from Nelson. 4 strikeouts, no walks. Watch out. Wicked line drive just beyond the first base dugout.
Got a game break coming up. Giants Braves. Stay tuned. Mike Pomerantz, Mark Sweeney going to bring you that one. Yeah, heads up. Coming in hot.
Nelson is from good athletic stock. His dad played football at Florida and threw the shot put and discus, and his mom played basketball at Florida State. Ground ball right at Scooter Gennett for the second out. And here's Kemp. And our game is presented in magnificent HD by Sony 4K. Kemp grounded out the first time, sent a 2-hopper deep to third in the 4th inning, not bobbled by third baseman Herrera, but he threw it away for a 2-base error. Then a wild pitch, Kemp at third, and scored on Alonso's sacrifice fly. Spoil Nelson shutout bid. Ball 1.
Base hit to left. Kemp finds the hole on the left side. 2-out single. Kemp representing the tying run, and Alonso the hitter.
A lot of pitches have been up out of the hand of Nelson, and Matt Kemp, sure, he keeps him in the yard there, but he gets on top of that one for the single to prolong the inning.
Third Padre hit.
Padres need that big hit with that pitch up in the zone.
.96 pitches from Nelson. Bullpen with some activity for Milwaukee.
All it takes is a hanging breaking ball out of the hand of the right-hander Nelson into the swing path of Yonder Alonso to speed up his bat. He could do some damage with it.
Nelson's gone over 100 pitches 8 times, the most 108 in a game. And Lucroy just takes off that mask and yells something out to Nelson. Come on. 2-0.
Staying with the hard stuff. 2-0. 2 fastballs.
Right field here at Miller Park, a pretty easy poke for a home run if you pull it. Oh, high in the air, missed it. Third baseman Herrera clutches the final out. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Brewers still in front, 2-1.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And Mark Sweeney, I agree with you. There's something about that Giant team.
Segura sends one into the right field corner, and Kemp has a play on it. That's a fair ball, 1 away.
And the Giants just always find some way with the addition of Mike Leake. You know, the years past, it's been a position player to help the Giants. Still a lot of time left, but they've proven it in the past.
And if Hunter Pence back, and he does some damage tonight.
Yep. And you know what? Speaking of the sausage race, the Polish won tonight. The bratwurst, the Italian, the hot dog, and the chorizo coming in behind the Polish. The Polish may have won tonight, but they're all wieners to us.
Herrera, Padres pitched to him back in the 4th inning, and he punished them with a base hit off the glove of Amarista, and that's the go-ahead score, 2-1. Back to Cashner. The rest is easy.
Nice.
2 away.
Well, the hot dog came out hot right out of the gate, and it wasn't even close. Chorizo tried to keep up. Hot dog made a run at it at the end. And there you have it.
Yeah, he won by 21 links.
That's funny. I like it. That's good.
Here's the pitcher, Nelson. High bounder up the middle. That's going to be tough. That's a base hit. Has only 7 hits and 66 at bats, but bounces one up the middle. And that'll turn the lineup over. Leadoff man Scooter Gennett comes up.
Well, with the hard-throwing Andrew Cashner and the pitcher Nelson, who can't swing the bat, they're anticipating him. If he puts the ball in play, it's going to be more to the right side. Jerko had to go well to his right. Can't come up with it.
Gennett a double in 3 at bats. So that forces more throws from Cashner. He's at 95 pitches. Sprayed foul. Bottom of the 6th. A tight duel between Andrew Cashner and Jimmy Nelson of the Brewers. And Nelson been mighty tough. Padres' run is unearned. Only 3 hits from Nelson. Now 2 runs, 8 hits. Milwaukee against Cashner. Late on that swing again. Venable playing way over on the line. That's where the ball was hit by Gennett the last time.
So you can put him away right here.
The Padre pen is busy. Kevin Quackenbush first up. Two-out single by the pitcher Nelson, extending this 6th inning. 2 strikes on Gennett.
Fastball away. Up.
And it's shot to short. Amarista with the flip to Jerko. And that's it for the Brewers in the 6th inning. On we go. 2-1 Milwaukee. Summary, the Brewers took the lead in the third inning. Chris Davis with a single to center. Melvin Upton denied a second run with a great throw to the plate to nail Adam Lind, and it was 1-0 Milwaukee. Padres tied it in the fourth. Error, Kemp safe, moved to third, and Yonder Alonso would bring Kemp home with a sacrifice fly. There's the error. There's the deep drive to left that scored Kemp 1-1 tie. But in the bottom of the fourth inning, Peterson led off with a triple to deep right center field. And he would come home on a one-out single by third baseman Elian Herrera, just by Amarista with the infield in. So that's where we stand, 2-1. 2 runs, 8 hits, an error for Milwaukee, 8 left. The Padres 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 3 stranded. 99 pitches for starter Jimmy Nelson. Cashner is now thrown 100.
Only 4 base runners tonight for San Diego. As you take a look at the 99 pitch effort for Jimmy Nelson, he has not walked a batter. A lot of pitches have been on the corners. The Padre faithful here in Milwaukee hoping for something going here in the top of the 7th.
The Padres would like to get into that Milwaukee bullpen. They used 6 pitchers last night. Jed Jerko, twice he's flied to left, deep his first time, halfway onto the warning path in front of the auxiliary scoreboard. The Phillies beat the Dodgers tonight 5-2. The Phillies may have the worst record in baseball, but they have played very well since the All-Star break. So the Padres get a team that has learned to win when the Phils come in for Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Well, that happens to a lot of teams when you're out of the race in August. They're 15 games out, past the deadline. Got nothing to lose. They start playing a little better. Those are the teams you got to worry about.
At least the Padres won't see Cole Hamels. Ooh, 2-0 pitch and a good hack by Jerko. Venable and then Norris to follow here in the 7th. Lean times tonight against Jimmy Nelson with singles by Amarista, Kemp, and Venable. After a 13-hit attack and 13 runs last night. High fly ball deep into the right field corner. Braun goes over. It'll be out of play. Or is it just out of play? And Braun able to make the catch. That's down the blind corner from those of us in the press box. You saw earlier the shot from the right field foul pole. There's only about 4 or 5 feet of foul territory. And Braun able to capture. There's the little piece of real estate where Jerko hit his ball. Here's Venable. Infield hit, stole a base, and grounded to second the last time. Hits this to left field, positioned just right as Davis. 2 away. And time now for our San Diego fan of the game. And this lady with her glove making quite a play. Hubba hubba.
You got to be heads up down there, going to her left nicely and going home with a souvenir. You bet.
Derek Norris up twice, grounded twice to Segura, the shortstop. Looks as if the Brewers have a pitcher to build around in Jimmy Nelson. Record totally misleading, 8-9 coming in.
You know, I was looking at his line prior to this start. The last 11 starts, he walked at least one hitter. 3-3-3, 2-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, and tonight no walks.
Only 3 singles and a Kemp safe on an error. So he's been able to work from the windup most of the night.
Only 2 starts this year, 2 outings where he has not walked a hitter. This being the 3rd up to this point.
2-1 now to Norris.
Well, I've noticed a lot of pitches have been up in the zone. Just haven't gotten that one big pitch over the heart of the zone with runners on base. Trying to make it hurt.
He came into the game with 14 straight scoreless innings, and but for the error, that would now be 20. Good check there. 3-1. Quackenbush continues to throw. Cashner with 100 pitches tonight figures that his night is over. Three and 2. A full count to Norris here with 2 outs, bases empty in the 7th. 110th pitch from Nelson, the most of any game this year, and fouled away at the plate. Melvin Upton would be next. Stays at 3 and 2. Tomorrow night, hope you'll be with us. 5 o'clock here on Fox Sports San Diego. Game 3 of the 4-game series. Ian Kennedy, the new daddy, against Taylor Youngman, 5 and 3, with a fancy ERA of 2.23 for the Brewers. Then a day game on Thursday will end this long 10-game road trip. And there's the first walk of the game from Jimmy Nelson. And a tying run with 2 outs at first base in the form of Derek Norris, and that brings up Melvin Upton and brings Craig Counsell, the manager, toward the mound. And he's not going to waste any time before he hits the foul line. He has signaled for bullpen help. So a pitching change made by the Brewers with a score 2-1.
The game, we have selected a Data Strong fan photo of the game. tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag SD Data Strong Fan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
And our pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford. Jeremy Jeffress comes in. 23,616 here at Miller Park tonight on a Tuesday evening.
Well, strikeout pitcher for Jeffress. 45 strikeouts in 43 plus innings. Not bad splits. 260 though for lefties. It's going to be righty on righty here.
He has walked 15 men, so he can be a little wild, and he's given up 3 home runs. Melvin Upton, first man that he faces, with Norris the tying run, 2 outs at first base with a walk.
Jeffress has got a power arm.
95 on his first pitch.
He's anywhere from 95 to 98. He throws up a curveball and a changeup as well. Very rarely on the changeup.
You barrel up that high fastball at 95, it can go a long way. Two and 0. 96 on that fastball. Brett Wallace is on deck. He would pinch hit for Cashner. Two and 0 to Melvin Upton.
Good pitch.
At the knees. Melvin didn't like the call, but that was a good strike.
That's some good downward plane with some heat to it, right at the knees.
Line drive, base hit. Norris will turn and does not go to third. He didn't know that the right fielder Braun was going to bobble the ball. So Upton greets the new pitcher with a base hit, and the Padres with a chance, a tying run in scoring position, a go-ahead score carried by Upton. And here's Brett Wallace. As a pinch hitter, Wallace is 5 for 19. A couple of runs batted in. There are his numbers for the total season. He's had only 32 at bats, but 10 hits, a home run, and 5 runs batted in. Norris at second, Upton at first. 2 good base runners. Good speed aboard. So one has to guess Justin Upton is not fit enough to pinch hit, because this would be the spot for him. That sore hand when he hit the wall last night. Will Smith pitched last night. Hard thrower.
2 lefties in the bullpen for Craig Counsell. Will Smith, you just saw him, and Neil Kotz we saw last night as well.
Lucroy out to visit with his pitcher Jeffress.
Runner on second, multiple signs. How do you avoid the cross up? Well, you have a little visit with your pitcher. Got to make sure you're on the same page.
Shot, but right at Segura. He'll go across for the putout, and the inning is over. Hit hard, but right to the shortstop. Padres lead 2. It's still 2-1. Padres baseball brought to you by your San Diego Lexus dealer and by Petco. What we feed them matters. Kevin Quackenbush comes in from the bullpen to work the 7th inning. Luke Croy, Braun, and Lynn scheduled to hit for Milwaukee. Brewers leading 2-1.
Well, a big hold situation, even though the Padres trailed by a run, I consider this a hold situation. Got to hold those Brewers at a 1-run lead. Almost a strikeout per inning pitch for Kevin Quackenbush. And he'll have the heart of the order, 2-3-4 duo for Milwaukee.
Cashner retired with 6 innings in the book, 100 pitches, allowed 2 runs, 8 hits, walked 4, struck out 5, pitched well enough, but true to form on the season, the Padres just not scoring many runs for Cashner. Couple of innings to go. Lucroy has walked, singled, and grounded out. Fly ball to right. Kemp waiting. 1 away. Let's go down to Chris Button. Chris.
Well, Dick, found something unusual that you don't see every day in the dugout. There are actually candles in each of the dugouts. This is Will Venable getting one to light. They're citronella candles because the clubhouse manager told me that at night when the air gets a little humid, the mosquitoes are everywhere down here. So they got to keep some candles nearby.
That's good prevention. And they up here in the upper Midwest now, you can grow those mosquitoes condor size. Braun line into the gap in right center field. Off the wall. Quick fielding by Upton. The throw to second base. Not in time. Braun with his second hit. He's got 2 walks, a single and a double. He laced that ball into the gap.
Well, when Ryan Braun is swinging the bat well, that's the swing that we always see. Dropping the head, going the opposite way. That's the way they're playing him. And Melvin Upton Jr., this one comes right to him. Spin towards the glove hand side. Comes up throwing, but Braun is into second base with the double.
Well, after seeing Upton throw out Lind earlier in the game, he wasn't going to fool around. When he turned first, he was at a full sprint. Manager Pat Murphy to the mound. Quackenbush gives up a 1-out double. A left-handed batter, Adam Lind, is up, and it would appear that the Padres are going to go to their new southpaw in the bullpen.
Basketball. You have 4. One more would make your own squad. I mean, is it in the cards?
We're trying to dominate whatever high school we're at. We're going to have Kennedys all the way through. Yeah, we always joke about it. We got to have a starting 5 sometime, and maybe, who knows, Evelyn could be the athlete of the whole family, and she's the youngest so far.
Ian Kennedy back from paternal leave after welcoming his 4th daughter into the family with Allison. Allison was a basketball star at USC. Well, they hint that maybe there might be a 5th one coming, and they'd have themselves a full quintet.
Well, enter a left-hander, Mark Zepchinski. That's why the Padres got him late in the game. Left-handed specialist, only 2 games for San Diego.
He's done a good job. Retired all 5 men that he's faced, striking out 2. Lind 0 for 3 tonight. Braun out at second with a 1-out double here in the 7th. 92 on the first fastball off the plate. Right-handed batter Chris Davis follows. So whether or not Zepchinski is just in for the one hitter, the lefty Lind. This is again 2-0.
And you want to stay tuned for the postgame show, Padres Live, the postgame show, to see that interview in its entirety with Ian Kennedy. Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney will break everything down, this game and what's going around baseball. So stay tuned for the interview, the full-length interview with Ian Kennedy. Great postgame show coming up.
Two and one to Lind. Well, we had hoped to get Bob Uecker for an extensive interview for the postgame show today, but everything ran late today. That because of Justin Upton's injury, the Padres had to wait to see just how he felt, and so the lineups came up late. And Uecker, being the meticulous announcer, fastidious, if you will, said, "I'd rather throw it tomorrow night." So we'll have the man with great baseball humor, Uecker, with this postgame show tomorrow night. Ooh, Amarista had ducked in behind the runner, and Zepchinski delivered the ball, so that opened up the whole left side. But no damage done. There's Bob Uecker. It's going to be Uecker bobblehead day on Sunday. We just missed it, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure you can get one, though.
Well, we'll try to get the real deal tomorrow night. We'll get him to bobblehead for us. 3-1 to Lind. Full count.
Very nice located fastball right on the outside corner from Zepchinski.
Acquired from the Cleveland Indians right at the final hour of the trade deadline, with Abraham Almonte joining the Tribe. Full count. Line to left field. Charging is Venable, and he can't make the play. Runner goes to third. First and third.
Oh, this ball slicing off the bat. Will Venable, that could have been nasty. That gets by him. It could go all the way to the wall. On that play, Melvin Upton Jr. was going in back of Venable to back him up on that play, but he does a nice job of keeping in front of him. Runners at the corners. It's a nice job by Lind going the opposite way.
So first and third, and Zepchinski in the pitch to the left-handed batter. Lind able to single. So on comes Sean Kelly.
2-1. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres that may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Miller Park on a beautiful Tuesday night in Wisconsin. 2-1 lead. Kelly trying to hold the Brewers first and third. 1 out. He's the third pitcher of the inning. Quackenbush got it out, and then the double to Braun. Zepchinski gets up the single to Lind. And Kelly facing Chris Davis, who struck out twice, but in between singled and a run. The first run of the game in the third. Brewers took the lead 1-0. The Padres tied it on an unearned run. And then Milwaukee in the bottom of the fourth inning, a triple Peterson and RBI single Herrera. And that's where we stand, 2-1. Oops, a long fly ball to left field. Tagging is Braun. Venable's throw won't be in time. The other runner advances. It's 3-1. Davis with his second RBI tonight. And the throw offline, so wisely Lynn tagged and moved to second on the out. Big insurance run for the Brewers. That'll be charged to Quackenbush.
Yeah, Chris Davis very susceptible to the breaking ball, but he got one up there off the end of the bat enough to get it to the outfield.
Zepchinski upset with himself giving up the hit to Lynn. So 2 outs. Shane Peterson, a triple and an infield hit, 2 for 3. And he won't get a chance to swing the bat. They'll walk him intentionally. And take their chances on the right-handed hitting Gene Segura.
Looking at that last play to left field, I was wondering why Will just didn't go to second base there. Would have been a tough play to get him out at the plate. They tagged up and went to second base, so now runners at first and second.
Segura has struck out, tapped to the mound and fly to right. Try to get out of this inning with only 1 run scored. 2 innings left for the Padres. 23,616 hungry Brewers fans. They've lost 6 in a row at home. Kelly in front, 2 strikes. It outside, hoping to get Segura to chase. 1-2. Bouncer. Well, it happens so often to every team. One night you get a big bucket load full of runs, 13 runs, 13 hits, and next night you have trouble scoring. The only run tonight, an unearned run. Two pitch. Up the middle, base hit. Here comes Lind. Here comes a throw by Upton. And did he get him? Norris thought he might have gone up and flagged him as he came by. Again, Lind doesn't slide. And was thrown out by Upton earlier in the game. At the moment, it's 4-1.
Tell you what, the reaction from Derek Norris As soon as he catches his ball, the swipe tag, does he get him on the back? Kind of tough to tell there because we're screened by the runner.
If he got him, he's out. You can't tell there either. Upton, another powerful throw, a little high, or had he gotten to Lind again? Nah, looks like he missed. They're going to challenge it. For some reason, Lind is.
Does he get the jersey? Does he get? What's the number?
Yeah,
Watch the 4 on his back. Right there. I think the jersey. The jersey moves a little bit. Hey, very close. You bet. No doubt about it. But does it look like there's a little bit of movement on the 4 in the jersey?
You might be right. You're looking with your eyes, not your heart now.
No, I'm looking at it objectively.
Yeah.
Upton
is showing a terrific throwing arm, and for some reason, Lind both times at the plate doesn't slide. Had that throw been a little lower, he'd have been a goner. And maybe he got him anyway.
Hey, great job by Derek Norris getting that ball where it was thrown, and then the quick swipe tag.
All the angles have the runner blocking the tag, but they have other cameras in New York.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one to reverse, I think, just because of the. Yeah, very tough.
Norris's reaction was he thought he got him.
I'm thinking the webbing in the glove may have gotten that 4 right
there.
Right there. Ah, very close. Very close.
So either that's the final out of the inning and it's 3-1, or he missed him and it's 4-1. And the inning's still alive as Segura with a base hit up the middle. The 11th hit tonight for the Brewers. Everyone in the lineup with a base hit. Yeah, most of the cameras are located behind home plate, and so when the runner is between the camera and the playing field, it's tough to see if Norris indeed got a piece of him.
And once again, I think the longer that it goes, the chances of it changing are minimal.
Not enough evidence to overturn. Close. Maybe a light brush at the back of the uniform, but hard to discern on any of the replays that we've seen.
Well, Larry Vanover on the left is the home plate umpire. He's the calling umpire.
And here it is, safe.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
So 4-1, Lind scoring. Runners wind up at second and third on the throw. And Herrera comes to the plate. 2 big runs for the Brewers against the Padres bullpen here in the 7th. Quackenbush gave up a double. Stepchinski a single. And now Kelly an RBI single. In between a sacrifice fly by Chris Davis. Herrera walked. Knocked in a run with a single off Amarista's glove back in the 4th. Tapped to the mound the last time. Pitcher spot due next. Logan Schaefer's in the on deck circle. Another ball bounced in front of home plate. 2-1. Second and third with 2 outs. And the count levels at 2-2.
Infielders diving, getting dirty. In the event of a ball towards the hole. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did go. Ball blocked by Norris. The put out at first. The inning comes to an end, but 2 big runs for Milwaukee, and they now lead it 4-1. All right, thank you, Mike. Amarista leads off the 8th inning. The Padres now work to do, trailing by 3. Amarista popped up, singled, and struck out. Jeremy Jeffress into his 2nd inning of relief. A drive to left field. That's up the alley and by Peterson, who was moved to left field. Amarista into second base with a leadoff double. First extra base hit for the Padres tonight. And a good sign to lead off this inning with a double Amarista.
Look at a hanging slider, a breaking ball that he wanted to backdoor, but Alexi stays on it nicely. And we know that the breaking ball, if it's down in the zone, it will break more. It hangs up there, and a good start for San Diego. They need multiple base runners and a big hit.
Logan Schaefer goes into the game in center field, so Peterson moves over to left. Boy, that Amarista is on an extra base tear. Solarte. Good stop by Lucroy. Solarte unable to get out of the infield tonight. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout. With Kemp on deck. Padres have been a terrific late inning team all season long. Line drive, base hit, Solarte. Amarista will hold at third. Glenn Hoffman not wanting to take any chance. Normally he would have scored on that play, but when you're down by 3, make sure that you are there safely, and that brings the tying run to the plate here with no one out in the 8th inning.
And the Padres swinging early against Jeffress out on that mound. 2 hard hit balls this inning. That's a good sign. The ERA of the Milwaukee bullpen collectively almost 3.5 before this game.
And so Solarte extends his hitting streak to 10 games, a career best for him. And Kemp, with 11 home runs on the year, represents the tying run. Strike one. 96 on the fastball. Smith continues to throw in the bullpen, and Frankie Rodriguez, of course, is their closer. He's ticketed to work the ninth inning. First and third. 1-1.
Remember, a couple of lefties out there mentioned Will Smith, Neil Kotz, and remember, Justin Upton has not been used yet. He's able to pinch hit. That was the word before the game. So you get a lefty out there, you get multiple base runners, you can pinch hit Justin Upton.
Alonso, left-handed hitter, due next. So this probably is the last man for Jeffress. Shot to second, back to first, and not in time for the double play as Solardi dives and Kemp hits it on the nose for an out.
No, nothing he can do right there. Pitch got in on him a little bit.
And Craig Counsell going to the mound with the left-handed batter Alonso due. He's going to go to the bullpen for the southpaw Smith. Kemp hitting in tough luck. Nevertheless, still only one out here in the eighth, and the tying run Alonso will be coming to the plate when we return. Two on here in the eighth inning. A chance with one swing to tie it up as Milwaukee leads 4-1. Will Smith pitched the ninth inning last night. Retired the side in order with a couple of strikeouts.
And speaking of strikeouts, look at that total. 54 in 39 to third. This is 51st game. Fastball, slider pretty much. Occasional curveball. 93 on the fastball. Very effective left-hander, and he'll be facing, as Dick mentioned earlier, left-handed hitting Yonder Alonso.
Alonso sacrifice fly to knock in the Padre run in the fourth inning. First and third. Out of play. Smith acquired 2 years ago from the Royals for Nori Aoki. 1-1.
Will Smith trying to entice Yonder Alonso to swing at that breaking ball off the plate. Takes tremendous amount of discipline to lay off that pitch.
Led Milwaukee with 78 appearances last year. He leads them again this year. 2-1. Jed Churko on deck. Runners at the corners for the Padres, trailing 4-1. Watch out. Wicked line drive.
You talk about getting out in front of a pitch. Left-handed hit. That ball, if you do a direct line behind Yonder Alonso to where that ball, that's getting out in front and being quick to that baseball. It was in the Brewers dugout done by the camera well.
First and third. 1 out and 2-2 coming up. And he gets him with a breaking ball. So from first and third, no one out. Kemp lines out, and now Alonso strikes out. And it'll be Jerko.
Well, he tries to go up the ladder to the first pitch with the fastball. Now he's putting a wrinkle in one. That's 1-1. Challenging with a fastball in and misses. Hitters count. There's the fastball that he was looking for. And then he finishes him off with the slider down and away.
Jerko has fly twice to left and once to right. Oh, speed for a strike.
Yeah, curveball.
So Amarista led off with a double. Solarte with a single. But Kemp hitting a tough luck lined out to the second baseman, and now Alonso has struck out. Another breaking ball. 1-1.
Same spot.
Will Venable, left-handed hitter, next. Two and one. Jed with 6 home runs. One of them last night. Could not hold up on ball 3.
And that was the slider down and into the right. He looks like a fastball out of the hand. Hitters count fastball. Tough to lay off. Yeah, he went.
Two on, 2 out, 2-2 on Jerko.
Here comes the slider down and in, going right back to it.
And strike 3 swinging. Ball in the dirt. And both Alonso and Jerko strike out with runners at first and third. It's still 4-1. The electricity shut off by Milwaukee pitching tonight as the Padres managing only 6 hits and 1 unearned run. Had a big chance in the top of the 8th. But Will Smith comes in to punch out Alonso and Jerko. And out at the bottom of the 8th inning, Roman Perez to bat for Will Smith. And it'll be Jeanette and Lucroy. And we'll see Frankie Rodriguez in the 9th inning, their ace closer. Yeah, the Padres have had their chances tonight. They're 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They've been doing a terrific job of delivering hits with men in scoring position prior to tonight on this road trip. A weak wave there, 1-2. So sneaking a look ahead in the 9th inning, Venable, Norris, Upton to bat against Rodriguez. Struck him out. Sean Kelly with his 2nd strikeout. Jeanette 1 for 4, a double. Justin Upton, if you weren't with us last night, you can see there's a wrapping on that right hand. He went hard into the railing in the left field corner to catch a foul ball. It's the thumb that was bothering him to throw.
You know, a lot could have went wrong on that play, Dick. You know, thank goodness it was just the thumb, and it's really not that serious.
1 ball, 1 strike to Jeanette. The Padres used Quackenbush, Zepchinski, and Kelly, but couldn't stem the Brewer tide in the 7th as they scored twice. Move up 4-1. Went around.
Sean's got the good slider working.
Toronto won tonight 3-1 against Minnesota. Marco Estrada, who was traded by the Brewers to the Blue Jays for the first baseman Lynn, got the win. The Yankees clobbered Boston tonight 13-3. Two in the dirt. Kansas City 5, Detroit 1. That's the final. And it remains full.
So important here for Sean Kelly to hold him, because you mentioned it, Dick, with Francisco Rodriguez, their closer. He's on some type of streak right now.
Popped up. Solarte calling. 2 away. Now around the major leagues this afternoon and tonight, here are some of the stories. The Tigers replaced general manager and executive VP of baseball operations Dave Dombrowski. That's a shock at midseason. Hunter Pence 1 for 5, but it was a big one, a 3-run homer for the Giants as they win at Atlanta 8-3. And Scherzer 9 strikeouts again for the right-handed ace of the Washington Nationals, and a 5-4 win against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Lucroy A single and a walk, 1 for 3. There's Frankie. He's gone 28 consecutive saves, 23 in a row this year. Last time he blew a save was against the Padres, August of last year.
Hey, maybe it could be bookends, right? The one last year, then one tonight.
I know. Broke in with the Angels in that 2002 World Series season. Quite a sensation through the playoffs. Lucroy sends that one into the crowd down the right field line. Andrew Cashner started for the Padres, went 6 innings, 100 pitches, gave up only 2 runs. But the only run in support of Cashner was an unearned run. Padres got that run in the 4th without the aid of a hit. 2-base throwing error. Herrera, wild pitch, and Alonso sacrifice fly. Ground ball weakly to first, and Alonso will take it to the bag, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3. Kelly takes care of the Brewers. Here comes Frankie Rodriguez. After Milwaukee's Peterson triple to center, the score was tied at 1, and Efren Herrera punches one past Amarista, a 2-1 lead. And that's our Bill Howe play of the game. Brewers scoring 2 more in the 7th for a 4-1 advantage. And here's Rodriguez with a perfect slate for 2015.
Yeah, 23 for 23, the ERA 1.4. Look at the strikeouts as opposed to any pitch. 42 punchies and 37 innings in the splits, almost equal for this right-hander. Fastball, changeup, throws a lot of changeups, so mix in a curveball as well.
Perez stays in the game at third base. Melanson of Pittsburgh, 31 straight saves, and Rodriguez 28.
You know, not that heavy on the fastball as far as velocity is concerned. He's got to be careful with the location of that and the changeup. A lot of moving parts in that delivery from Rodriguez as well.
Venable takes a strike at 90. Doesn't throw with the velocity that he had 5-6 years ago, but he's a wiser pitcher and has great control.
Maybe the Padres could be his kryptonite. 3 blown saves, 1-3 record, and ERA almost 4.5.
1-1.
There's that changeup.
Rodriguez moving up on the all-time list of saves. He's now number 8, 371 saves. Long distance from Mariano Rivera and Trevor Hoffman. Bouncer to first, Lynn to the bag, 1 away.
Tough to stay back on that changeup. I mean, we saw Trevor Hoffman for all those years. Trevor threw hard when he first came into the big leagues, but then had to kind of reinvent himself, really rely on location of the fastball, and then that changeup was always devastating. Tough to stay back, tough to square it up. Same thing against Rodriguez.
So Derek Norris. Walked the last time. Very little base traffic for the Padres. Their best chance in the last inning, first and third, no one out, but couldn't get the job done. A couple of ground outs to short and a walk for Norris. 2-0. Rodriguez represented the Brewers in the All-Star game each of the last 2 years. He's been an All-Star 6 times. '89, 2-1.
Well, if you're looking for the long ball, first of all, Padres need base runners. They need base runners to try to tie this thing up. In 37 games, 37 innings for Rodriguez. He's only given up 2 home runs. And there you see tomorrow night's starter, Ian Kennedy.
He'll go against young Taylor Youngman. 2-2. Melvin Upton Jr. on deck. Brother Justin not in the lineup tonight.
He's got a helmet in hand, a bat ready to go in case they need that one bullet to do some damage, maybe tie it up or take the lead.
Yeah, the Brewers started tonight with that 6-game home losing streak. 24 games behind St. Louis in the NL Central. Padres 8.5 back of the Dodgers, who have lost, so a chance to gain ground tonight. Giants have won, so they move within 2 of the NL West lead. One hopper knocked down by Perez. The throw across is low, and they get him anyway. Good dig by Lind. The ever hustling Norris made it close. 2 away.
Never ceases to amaze me the hustle of Derek Norris. You know, that ball is hit sharply, but he's putting the pressure on the defense. Perez has got to come up with it cleanly, and as you mentioned, Dick, a nice pick right there by Lind at first base.
So the Padres down to their final out. Melvin Upton, a single in 3 at bats. Clint Barmas in the on deck circle if Upton keeps it alive. Strike 1. Rodriguez just touches 90 miles an hour on his fastball these days. Still mighty effective. Padres need a couple of base runners. Bring that tying run to the plate. Time running out.
Ooh, good curveball.
And now San Diego faces its final strike.
Good rotation, good tight rotation. Freezing Melvin Upton Jr. Good 12-6 action.
23,616 on their feet. Padres have won Game 2 of the series. The final at Miller Park tonight. The Brewers 4, the Padres 1. Let's go to Mike Pomerantz.